For decades, some of the world's most stunning, untouched beauty has been locked away. A realm of mythic waterfalls, ancient rainforests, and sprawling savannas. But for the hundreds of communities calling this place home, that beauty has also meant isolation. A world away from the economic boom transforming their country's coast. For the people of Guyana's hinterlands, progress has been a distant rumor, an echo from a future they just couldn't reach. Well, that's all about to change. An ambitious new strategy is set to connect Guyana's forgotten heartland to the world, promising an economic revolution that will ripple through these valleys and plains. This is the story of how two new airports, born from a nation's newfound wealth, are about to transform Guyana forever. Guyana. Right now, that name means explosive growth. It's the world's fastest growing economy, a nation launched onto the global stage by the discovery of over 11 billion barrels of offshore oil. The coastline is a frenzy of construction. New highways, hotels, and entire city blocks are rising from the ground. International passenger traffic has exploded with a staggering 375% increase in just 4 years between 2020 and 2024. In fact, Guyana already surpassed its goal of 1 million passengers for 2025 a year early, hitting the milestone in 2024. New airlines are flocking in. 11 new carriers, including giants like British Airways, United Airlines, and KLM, have launched operations since 2020. This is the story everyone knows, the story of Georgetown's boom, but it's only half the story. Away from the bustling coast lies another Guyana, the hinterlands, a vast expanse of pristine nature that makes up over 80% of the country's landmass. This is the home of Guyana's indigenous peoples, of miners, of farmers, of communities that have lived for generations in profound isolation. While the coast has been racing into the 21st century, much of the hinterland has been left behind, connected to the capital by little more than treacherous dirt tracks and slow-moving river barges. This isn't just a matter of geography, it's a deep economic and social divide. But now, Guyana is making a bold move to heal this divide, to channel its oil wealth inland, and to do what was once thought impossible, to bring the future to the forgotten. To get the sheer scale of this transformation, you first have to understand the brutal reality of isolation. Imagine you're a farmer in the Rupimuni savannas of Region 9, near the border with Brazil. You've just harvested a truckload of peanuts. Your market is in Georgetown, over 500 kilometers away. But between you and that market lies the infamous Linden to Lethem Trail. In the dry season, it's a bone-jarring, dust-choked journey that can take 18 hours, if you're lucky. In the wet season, the trail becomes a swamp. That 18-hour journey can stretch to a week of your produce spoiling in the humid air with every passing day. By the time you reach the market, a huge chunk of your harvest, your income, your livelihood could be worthless. This isn't a hypothetical, it's the lived reality for thousands. Now, imagine your child has a medical emergency. The local health post can't handle it. A medevac flight is your only hope, but it's expensive and depends on weather and the condition of the nearest airstrip. The journey that could determine life or death is measured not in minutes, but in agonizing hours or even days. This has been the tyranny of distance governing life in the hinterlands. This isolation creates a vicious cycle. Because transport is so difficult and expensive, the cost of everything shoots up. Fuel, basic goods, and construction materials can cost double or triple what they do on the coast. This stifles local business, scares away investment, and makes it nearly impossible for communities to build their own prosperity. While the government has been pouring billions into hinterland roads, with budget allocations soaring from $1.5 billion in 2020 to $9 billion in 2025, the challenge is immense. Even with new bridges and better roads, the country is so vast that for many, true connectivity is still just a dream. The economic potential locked away here is enormous. The hinterlands are rich in minerals, timber, and agricultural land. They're home to world-class tourism sites like the majestic Canje Falls and the Iwakrama rainforest. Yet this potential has been a treasure chest with no key. The very wonders that attract tourists are in areas that are largely inaccessible except by air, and even then, small airstrips limit the size and number of flights. This has created a tale of two Guyanas. One, a coastal strip, booming with oil money and building a modern future. The other, a vast and beautiful heartland, rich in resources and culture, but hamstrung by its remoteness. It's a classic symptom of the resource curse, where newfound wealth threatens to deepen old inequalities. But Guyana's government knows the danger, and it's deploying a strategy not just to manage the boom, but to use it as a weapon against this historic divide. This isn't just about paving roads. It's about conquering the tyranny of distance with a solution that is swift, audacious, and airborne. This isn't a story about slow, steady change. This is about a quantum leap. The government has unveiled its regional airlift strategy, a multi-billion-dollar plan to completely rewire the nation's economic map. And it's about way more than just upgrading existing airstrips, though that's happening too, with billions being spent to rehab runways from Ederingbank to Ijsselten. The heart of this grand vision is the construction of two brand new state-of-the-art municipal airports in two of the most strategic spots in the country, Lethem in Region 9 and another in Berbice in the Rose Hall / Canje area of Region 6. These won't just be landing strips. The plan is to model them after the successful Eugene F. Correa International Airport at Ogle, creating modern hubs that can handle larger regional aircraft, manage serious passenger and cargo volumes, and act as powerful economic engines for their regions. Let's break down why this is so clever. First, Lethem. It's the gateway to the massive Rupununi region and, crucially, sits right on the border with Brazil. For years, there's been talk of turning this border town into a major commercial hub. With the Tacutu River Bridge already connecting the two nations, and with new concrete bridges being built along the treacherous Kurupi-Kari-Lethem corridor, the groundwork is being laid. But an international standard airport changes the entire game. The plan is to develop a runway capable of landing larger aircraft, creating a direct link between the industrial and agricultural heartland of northern Brazil and the Caribbean. Imagine what that means. Supercharged cross-border trade, support for the region's mining and forestry sectors, and a direct entry point for international tourists eager to experience the Rupununi. The government is already planning for a massive 2,000-hectare agro-processing development around the new airport, signaling its intent to create a huge growth pole for the whole region. Second, the choice of Rose Hall / Canje in Berbice. To an outsider, this might seem less obvious, but it's a brilliant piece of economic planning. The Berbice region is set for its own development explosion. A deep water port is planned, set to create thousands of jobs. The government is also bringing its second major gas-to-energy project to Berbice, creating a massive industrial zone. Add in new hotels, malls, and a state-of-the-art stadium already under construction, and you've got the makings of a new economic powerhouse. A municipal airport at Rose Hall is the missing piece of the puzzle. It provides the logistical support for the gas project and the deep-water port. It will fly in engineers, executives, and workers. It will connect the region's farmers to new markets. As President Irfan Ali himself said, when you look at the sheer scale of development planned for Berbice, an airport like Ogle becomes an absolute necessity. It completes the ecosystem, creating a cycle of self-reinforcing growth. This whole strategy is a direct challenge to the resource curse narrative. It's a conscious, deliberate, and incredibly ambitious effort to use the finite revenues from oil to build a diversified, resilient, and geographically balanced economy. It's about making sure the oil boom lifts the entire nation, not just the coast. It's about investing in permanent infrastructure that will generate wealth and opportunity long after the last barrel of oil is gone. The government isn't just building airports, it's building the foundations of a post-oil Guyana. So, what will this new connected hinterland actually look like? The impact will be revolutionary, touching every part of life and unlocking decades of dormant potential. Guyana's hinterland is an eco-tourist's dream. The awe-inspiring Kator Falls, 5 times taller than Niagara. The pristine Iwokurama rainforest, a living laboratory of biodiversity. The golden savannas of the Rupununi, teeming with wildlife. For years, these places have been for the most intrepid travelers, the ones willing to put up with long journeys and high costs. The new airports will change that overnight. Accessibility is everything in modern tourism. The ability to fly tourists directly into Lethem on a comfortable regional plane, putting them right on the doorstep of the savannas, turns a niche adventure into a mainstream attraction. The government's vision is to attract major branded ecotourism investors for new luxury lodges, riverine marinas, and adventure parks. This push is already working. In the first 7 months of 2025 alone, Guyana saw an 18% increase in visitor arrivals. This airlift strategy will fuel that fire, creating a sustainable, high-value tourism industry that provides great jobs and showcases the country's natural heritage without destroying it. Let's go back to our farmer in the Rupununi. In this new reality, her story is completely different. After harvesting her peanuts, she doesn't load them onto a truck for a perilous week-long journey. Instead, she takes them to a cooling facility near the new Lethem Airport. That afternoon, her fresh produce is loaded onto a cargo plane. Within hours, it's at Guyana Airport, minutes from the hotels and supermarkets of Georgetown. Her produce arrives fresh, gets a better price, and her income soars. This is the power of airlift. It creates an agricultural superhighway in the sky, enabling hinterland producers to tap into the lucrative national market and even export internationally. The planned 2,000-hectare agricultural zone around the Lethem Airport is a clear signal of this intent, meant to stimulate large-scale, modern farming and turn remote communities into breadbaskets. The economic impact of aviation in Guyana is already huge. A 2023 report noted the sector supports around 5,200 jobs and contributes an estimated $160 million to the nation's GDP through tourism and supply chain effects. The regional airlift strategy is set to make those numbers explode. First, you have the direct jobs. Thousands of construction workers to build the airports and surrounding infrastructure. Once they're running, the airports will need hundreds of staff, administrators, air traffic controllers, security, and maintenance crews. The government is even planning a dedicated aviation school to train pilots and staff locally. Then comes the tidal wave of indirect jobs. The tourism boom will need guides, hotel staff, and chefs. The agricultural revolution will need farm hands, logistics managers, and food processors. New businesses will pop up around the airports: taxi services, rental cars, restaurants, and shops. It's a comprehensive job creation engine that will give people in the hinterlands the chance to build careers and futures right at home. Perhaps the most profound impact can't be measured in dollars and cents. It's about the human connection. It's about a pregnant mother in an Amerindian village knowing that a hospital is just a short flight away. It's about a bright young student from a remote region being able to easily travel to the University of Guyana in Georgetown. It's about families staying connected and a nation becoming truly whole. By erasing the barrier of distance, these airports will do more than just connect places, they will connect people. They will foster a greater sense of national identity, ensuring that the prosperity of the coast is shared with the heartland. This is how you improve the quality of life for all citizens and build a more equitable, unified country. The story of Guyana is no longer just about oil. It is about what a nation chooses to do with its wealth. It could have easily focused only on its booming coast, creating an island of prosperity in a sea of neglect. Instead, it has chosen a bolder, more difficult, and ultimately more rewarding path. The regional airlift strategy is more than just an infrastructure project. It is a declaration of intent. It's a promise to the people of the hinterlands that they are not forgotten. It's a strategic move to build a diversified economy that can weather any storm. And it is a powerful symbol of a nation stitching itself together, connecting its vibrant coast to its majestic heartland. The runways being laid in Lethem and Berbice aren't just for planes, they are launch pads for new businesses, for new opportunities, and for a new generation of Guyanese who will grow up in a country that is truly connected. For them, the sky is no longer the limit, it's the beginning. This is a transformation on an unprecedented scale, driven by visionary planning and funded by a historic economic boom. But the real test will be in the execution and the long-term benefits it brings to the people it's meant to serve. What are your thoughts? Is an airlift strategy the key to the hinterland's future, or are there other challenges that need to be tackled first? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're fascinated by how countries are rewriting their economic futures, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell.